Hey Dan, congratulations on the purchase of our boat, mate, that we've loved. Just going to do a bit of a handover video to you, mate, because unless you come back down here again, mate, there's a few things I want to show you just to make your life easier. So Honda have designed these motors, mate, to when you flush them, you don't actually put earmuffs on them. We've got the hose on here that you actually unscrew. And you put this fitting on there. So it's just a standard hose fitting that goes on there. I'll leave this in the glove box for you. Just put the hose on there and turn the hose on, and then water will come out the motor. So don't run the motor. That's not how Honda's designed it. So the water's on now, as you can see. That's it, mate. I normally leave it going for about 10 minutes. Just pump fresh water, everything through the system. So you've got your two cranking batteries in the hatch at the back there, Dan. And there's your main switch there, your isolator. So that's on at the moment. So if you turn it around to there, that's off. So always turn it around to 1 and 2. So the house batteries are always separate to the cranking batteries on this boat. They're totally isolated. So there's 2 fuel tanks, which I'll go through in a moment. But just remember this plunger in here. I'll discuss it shortly. It's pretty important. Not a plunger, sorry, the bulb. So this ball valve here is related to the 2 fuel tanks. So there's 2 separate fillers for each tank, for the forward tank and for the rear tank. There's a separate water filler there. So when this ball valve is pointing to the front, it's using the front fuel tank, and when you turn it upwards, it's to the rear tank. So what can happen is when you're driving along, you've got 2 fuel gauges here. I'll just turn the batteries off. So the left gauge is the front tank and the right one is the rear tank. So the front tank is fairly empty at the moment. So if you're driving along and you start to run out of fuel, you'll hear it. You come back here while you're driving, just put it in neutral so she's not sucking any more fuel. Flick it up and it'll flick it over to the back tank. Now if by chance you do run out of fuel, when in between switching over tanks, just go into here and just prime it, and it'll prime the other tank and it'll start the motor again. So they're totally separate tanks the way they've been plumbed in. There's your fuel filter. That's your salt water pump, deck wash pump, fresh water pump, which is new.